Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
What's up? What's down? What is going on around? I'm Paulo Leasing, founder of StartupInTaiwan.com. This show is to answer your questions about starting up in Taiwan, either for business, school, or just hanging around. So leave your questions in the comments section below. Oh, wow. Our guests for today are the founders of Manga X, the grand champion at the recently concluded Dragons Chamber in Taiwan. We have Genevieve Murphy from the US and Huang from Taiwan. Welcome to the show. And first of all, congratulations for the Dragons Chamber in Taiwan.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, for our YouTube viewers, we have the Manga X pitch at the end of this video, courtesy of our friends from Eddie Live, who live streamed the event, and from Catapult, the fastest, easiest way to edit massive amounts of video. And to clarify, we are friends, so we are not sponsored by them. So let's go, before we go deep into your product, Manga X, let me ask you first to give the audience a quick introduction about yourselves. All I know is Genevieve is a teacher here in Taiwan for 11 years. Wow. And Joe has a PhD in computer science and was an assistant professor in Huang. So tell me more about yourself and your roles at Manga X.
All right. So 5 years ago, I just quit my job at Tzu University in Hualien, and I decided to step out my comfort zone and just do something that can combines my interests and my expertise, which are comics and computer science. So that's why I and my students pulled and to establish this startup company, Manga X Technology, and we have created a technology that can convert text into comics. So at that time, we just try to think something interesting that can incorporate this technology. So we create this brand, Manga Chat. At the beginning, it was just a messenger app. But then after I go to the US for 1 year of internship, and then I just realized that how important the social emotional learning is. Then I decided to pivot the brand and then make it an edtech company. So now we rebrand Manga Chat, and now it became a journaling platform for kids to journal about their feelings through the use of comics.
Wow. And how about you, Genevieve? What's your role at Manga X?
So I am the global program director, and basically I bring my education expertise to the company and connections with global schools. I am also the co-founder of another education organization called Know My World, and we began in 2010, and so I have a lot of experience working with teachers and classrooms and students around the world, and so using those connections and that network with Manga X to help develop programs that use the platforms and that we can also implement in our global classrooms.
Wow. How did you guys know each other? How did you form this team?
So we have a mutual friend. And so about 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, I forget, I saw a Facebook, like a recommendation for a group that you might like called SEL in Taiwan. And I was really intrigued because it's not a common concept here, whereas it's something, SEL stands for social and emotional learning, and that's my area of expertise and passion, really. And so I was curious about what this group was about, and so I reached out to the admin, and she and I met and got along really well, obviously had a lot of similar ideas and thinking about education. And then she introduced me to Joe. And then he and I met and also got along really well because similar interests and thoughts around education. So yeah, it was a mutual friend that brought us together.
You briefly mentioned this, guys. I know that Joe works full-time as a CEO. And how about Genevieve? I know you also you just mentioned you have your own startup as well.
Yes. So currently I am working in Taichung at the American School, Taichung Menguo Shuixiao, as the social and emotional coordinator. And my contract here will be through May. And then after that, I will be moving to Taipei likely and starting more of a full-time position at Manga X and continuing with Know My World. So yeah, I'm excited. New chapters.
Cool. So how's the team dynamics having a foreigner in a startup? And for the and for everyone's FYI, this is not common in Taiwan. So most startups here are either all Taiwanese or all foreigners in one team. So it's kind of rare to see like a mix of foreigner and Taiwanese in a very small startup. So how is the team dynamics?
Yeah, most of the time I still like working with my team, speaking Chinese, but I will be the one in the team to communicate with Jen. So we usually speak English, and maybe in the future, in the very near future, we're going to hire a team member who can speak bilingual languages to bridge up the teams. Yeah, but you know, actually, I have 1 year experience living in the US, and I have a government grant to support me to go there to be 1 year interns in a startup company that is also created by a Taiwanese startup entrepreneur. And at that time, they are also a team with Taiwanese and people from other countries. And we also co-work together remotely. And it's even before the pandemic. So from that experience, I learned a lot because I learned a lot how they work together and how they communicate with each other. Sometimes if some of the team members are not familiar with speaking English, they just speak Chinese. And there are always some of the people who can be responsible for translating. So I really like this kind of communication because we only focus what we are doing. We don't care about, you know, the language barriers. We try to figure out a way to deal with the problems. So after that, when I came back to Taiwan, I tried to, try to use my experience and try to build up a team that can follow the way that I used in the US. So I remember last year, I even hired an intern from India, and we also work together. And this year, I have the chance that I can co-work with Jen. So, and yeah, there's a Dragon Chamber competition. So I'm thinking, well, it's a great opportunity and great chance where I can invite Jen to join this team. So yeah, so it becomes hybrid hybrid team. Yeah, so there are people from Taiwan, but also people from the US. So hopefully, I think it is a good opportunity to co-work and collaborate in this way, because as a Taiwan team, we do need help and need someone to help us to go global. And I think I myself also have the connection and resources in the local market who can help foreigner entrepreneurs to join and to have a business in Taiwan. So I think we can be a good example for other foreigners and other Taiwanese entrepreneurs to think about a new way to have a business in Taiwan and also in other countries.
Nice. I also want to hear Genevieve's point of view on this. So how's the team dynamics?
Yeah, I think Joe explained it really well. I also think that he mentioned it, but I just want to reiterate, we're working in similar passion areas, so to speak. And so it really is like an opportunity to bring both of our skill sets and expertise and networks together, and which makes the company even stronger. I think as foreigners coming into Taiwan, it's cultural awareness, cultural sensitivity. These are all really important aspects, and learning to work with people in this culture is a huge value and asset and important, really. And it also helps us to grow. Our market is global, but we have, as I said, I've been here for a while, and really wanting to focus more on the local schools and local market and how we can support the students here. I feel like I've gotten so much from my experiences in Taiwan, and I really want to give back, right? And I can do that best through what I know best, which is teaching and really supporting the kids' emotional well-being here, because it's a need in every country. So yeah, it's really been a good partnership, I think, in every way possible.
That's a good segue for my next question. In the most layman term, could you tell us what Manga X is all about and what type of problem it's trying to solve?
Yeah, Jen, would you like to introduce Manga X Technology?
Sure. So I'll just introduce it, but Joe, you can add to it if you'd like. But basically, we're an EdTech platform using AI technology to support students' mental and emotional well-being. And we do that through reflective journaling on this particular platform. So that means students are given a prompt, or they can write freely about an experience that they've had. And then they're guided to identify the emotion connected to that experience. And then the third step is a coping strategy. So if students are having a good day, then usually the experience is something happy, spending time with friends, having a good lunch, whatever it might be. And their emotion is grateful or happy, and the coping strategy could just be being thankful. There's research that shows the importance of gratitude. But also if they're having a hard day, maybe they got in a fight with a classmate or their mom or their brother, and they're really not in a good space mentally, they're struggling. It gives them an opportunity to once again write about that experience, identify the emotion of being frustrated or angry, and then the coping strategy, which could be to calm down, to take a break. There's a scale of options for them to choose from. And what this is really doing is training students in reflective thinking and being able to increase their self-awareness. So their awareness of their emotion and their awareness of how they can manage that emotion. And those are all connected to social and emotional learning competencies. And yeah, it's just a really useful platform for teachers and for students to identify emotions, regulate their emotions, and really journal about their experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and comparing to other platforms, our concept is to transform this reflection process into manageable steps of art creation. So we use 3 steps to guide the students to go through the process, including storytelling, emotion labeling, and coping solution. And in each steps, the system will automatically transform the journaling content into a panel of comics. So the students may be thinking they are creating art, but actually they are going through a process of a form of reflective therapy. So after finishing a comic story on Manga Chat, they are actually help themselves to support themselves and also encourage themselves and think about a coping strategy for themselves to deal with negative emotions.
Wow. So how far are you guys with this product? Do you have existing users in Taiwan or anywhere else?
Yes, our company was established 5 years ago, but this product was created maybe 3 years ago, since the brand has been pivoted at the second year of the company. And so far, because of the outbreak of COVID in Taiwan, so this just brings a lot of traffic to our platform. And now we have more than 700 teachers and 10,000 students registered as users, and they are using this platform.
Wow, that's quite impressive. You guys kept mentioning of a classroom setting. So can this be used outside the classroom setting? Let's say a parent's trying to supervise their kids. Could they get their hands on this as well?
Yes, we have tried for a while to provide a family to use our platform, but I guess at this moment we also observe that this is not the right time for parents, because most of the parents really don't understand what EQ is, or they don't know how to guide their kids to deal with or process life experience and their emotions. They still need help from experts. So I guess at the beginning, we are trying to target business users, including schools or private educational institutions. But of course, in the end, we want to reach out to parents, but it must be through schools or other educational institutions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I think it's my plan.
Sure. So one of the questions by the judges at the Dragons Chambers was the efficacy of this app in easing the anxiety of kids at school. Could you tell us more about how this is measured?
Jen, would you like to?
Sure. So one way that we do that is through student interviews and teacher interviews, and kind of pre and post survey data. So talking with the teachers, talking with the students before they start using the platform, or giving them a questionnaire to answer. And then after they've had some time to experience using the platform, meeting with them again and collecting their feedback and analyzing the growth between the pre and the post experience.
So would you say this is like a one-on-one interview, or is this like an email interview to the teachers on regarding the evaluation?
Well, I think both, because at the beginning we have fewer users. So at that time we will one-on-one interview our partner teachers. But after we have more users, and then we start to send questionnaires to the teachers so that we can collect their feedbacks from the questionnaires.
Mm-hmm. So my next question is about seed funding. Are you guys funded, or what's the current update after the competition? Okay, I think this is a better question. After the competitions, did you guys get some inquiries about getting funds or being, basically funded?
Yeah, so far we have been self-funded, but of course I think because of this competition, this is a huge encouragement for us. So now we are having a lot of meeting with other angel investors, and you also try to reach out through my connections to find potential investors right now. So yeah, this is a very big encouragement from me. So also a backup, great support. Yeah.
Well, all I remember was that during the awarding, you guys were crowded with so many people trying to ask about what you guys are working on and what are your current plans. So yeah, it must be a really good experience for you guys and must be busy. It just happened like last week.
Yeah. We've been very, very busy. Yeah. But I just want to share, like, even right after that, it was really amazing because, as you said, people were coming up to us and talking with us, but we also, a few people came up to me personally and shared their personal story connected to what we were sharing and saying, actually, I was that student who was very depressed and struggling, and I really appreciate that you have this platform. And I had a parent reach out to me and share that, she would like to use it with her, if her son could use it because he's also struggling. And professors came up and said, yeah, we've surveyed our students and asked. And so if anything, it's starting to build kind of like this connection of like, oh, this is something that's existing in our real lives and in our classrooms. As teachers, we need to be aware of this. And as parents, maybe we should be finding ways to support our children a little bit more. And as students, being able to feel grateful maybe for having a platform or an opportunity where someone's showing that they care about their mental health and emotional well-being. So yeah, it's, if anything, it's starting a conversation that's an important conversation, and I hope it is a catalyst to many more of those types of conversations.
Wow. Have you guys applied for Taiwan government grants?
Yes, now I'm also working on a government grant right now. So we have been approved at the first stage. So hopefully we can go to the final round. So I'm pretty looking forward to it.
Okay, I got, if you should look into that. I got that information on my website, that is startupintaiwan.com. So if you have anything related, questions related to government grants, we have it on our website. Anyway, how about your expansion plans? How can you reach more? How can this product reach more people?
Yes, so of course we are very happy and excited to have to win the competition, but also me myself also had a lot of pressure because I definitely need to achieve our goal next year. So now we are working on a selling plan, and now I have tried to reach out to several salespersons. So we are going to work together and then make a phone call, send an email, or send more emails, and then connect schools through our consultants. So I think the next, so I think I can see a lot of potentials right now because now we have 20 to 30 schools that are pretty interested in our platform, and now we want to reach out to more schools. I know a lot of elementary schools that have after-school clubs, so I think that would be our first step to reach out. So also we want to reach out elementary schools that don't have a certain amount of students, but yet they don't have school counselors. So they will also the first target we want to reach.
Got it. So yeah, let's do a fast round. We're running out of time, but let's still do this fast round. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
All right. Anyone could just answer. So first question, what is your daily breakfast?
Mine's usually yogurt and granola.
Me as well.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's a similarity again. What show are you currently watching on Netflix?
Oh, man, that's...
So
okay. I just finished watching Good Girls, I think. A friend of mine recommended it. It's like the current Weeds version.
All right.
It was okay.
Currently, I switched to Disney Plus. So.
All right. Are you a morning or night person?
Night.
Morning.
Are you Android or iOS user?
Android.
iOS.
Wow. Okay. Mac or PC?
PC.
I don't have answer for this one.
Okay. Favorite games or board games?
Resident Evil.
I don't have yeah, not a game player.
Favorite movie of all time?
Yeah.
Oh, that's hard. One is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind and Waking Life. Those are two good ones.
Lion King.
Okay. Favorite book?
That's a good one. Favorite book? Another good one. One of my favorites is Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl.
Wow, so deep.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh my, I haven't been reading books for a while.
All right. Well, that's the last question. Thank you, Genevieve and Joe, and finally, how could we in this show help you? What's your action item?
Joe.
Well, I think I would like to from this show, I'm really happy to be here to share our ideas. I think the best way to promote our platform is to talk about our mission and talk about our work to let more people to know about it and help us and support us. You can just share to any school and any teacher you know and tell them about our mission and our work, and hopefully if you can connect us together and introduce our platform.
Sure.
And I think that is the biggest support to our company and to our platform.
We will definitely put your links in the description of our video and share it to as many people as possible. So Genevieve, any last comments or plans?
Also just want to say thank you for this interview and the opportunity to share our work. And yeah, if there's any teachers out there who are interested in connecting, feel free to reach out. The more we can connect, the more kids we can help. So yeah.
Well, again, congratulations, Manga X, for winning the Dragons Chambers. And for our audience, please help us spread the word about what we're doing here. Try to help Manga X. Subscribe if you haven't done any. So again, thank you, Genevieve and Joe, for guesting our show. Until next time.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.